Hello, my name is Daemeous and welcome to yet another Starcraft 2 commentary. This one's going to be a PvT, with me being the Protoss and my opponent Kalki being the Terran. This is on Lost Temple, a very well known map from original Protoss, the original Starcraft era. And it's my second attempt at recording this. As during the first one, the other officers from WoW logged on to vents starting having an officer meeting. Oops. At the time vents muted, so should be good. And as you can see, he's starting to wall off in case I go with some early zealots. And good luck, have fun. And I'd start walling off myself as well, just in case he tries to get in it a quick group of marines coming in and destroy my probes. Not something you see very often, but I think it's important to practice getting a proper wall off. At least during the stage of the games where I am. Now, building my gateway. And not sending that probe to scout yet. See, you're chrono boosting a little late again, but it's not too bad. There you go, finally sending my scouting probe out. And I'm scouting in the right direction. Lucky me. Because he's getting his barracks up now. Our final supply depot there will complete the wall. But I just get in. You shouldn't bet on getting this kind of luck that I had. Of course, there is nothing to see here. Yet. Just that he has one racks, and I finally noticed that the probe is that I found the right base, and move the probe around, take a look at his units. He's quite a bit behind on income, even though I scouted. I'm now going to lose the probe to that single marine. I think I'm going to put it onto waypoint to try to save it. Yeah, there we are. Waypointing around his base in circles to get as much scouting information as possible. Putting one there for no real reason. Okay, I got my gateway up now. And I think I got 2 gaps in this one. Oops. But it shouldn't matter. I'm using that chrono boost rather well, as you can see. I'm doing quite well on side. I think I finally lost that probe, yeah. He's getting his gas up. Still just building a couple of marines. I got my first zealot out. Oh no, I wasn't walling up properly. I'm getting a second gate up. And a cybernetics core. See, I'd like resources to get piled up. And getting my gas. Still using chrono boost rather well. I'm quite proud of that. He's building a supply depot there for small line of sight, I think. 4 marines. This is my 2 zealots. I'd win if we went into a fight in the open now. He's getting his second racks up. He has 2 gas. I'm also getting my second gas. Daemeous cores up. And second gateway is warping in. I don't think he's actually scattered me yet. No, he hasn't. So I do have the advantage over him. You think he's trying to scout me now and is going the wrong way? Still using chrono boost well, I'm quite proud of that. And psi locked, so I need to build the supply depots, but pylons. That's something that needs to be dealt with. Supply depots for Protoss in the replays. Still not too big deal. He's getting a tech labs up now, researching stim. And an armory, as well as a factory. If he's going for some mech tech here, I assume he's going from marines purely to hold off any early rushes from me. Although he could be going medevacs. In fact, he most likely is. Yeah, there we are. Marines, Marauders, and Medevacs. MM&M. I'm sending out a probe now. I think to take this point to get some scanning information. Because I'll see where he comes from. And he scouted everywhere but where I actually am. So, by power deduction, you can tell I'm here.
It's about to get heavy.
And I'm going to see his SCV coming up to scout. With the Zelnaga watchtower, as you can see. And of course, I've seen it, and I'm going to kill it before I can get any scouting information. Unfortunately, he does see I don't have the natural yet. But that's a fairly standard move. And of course, he now scans me because he's tearing. Because I've got my robo up, which I'm not building anything from. Now, I'm researching War Brigades a little late here. I'm building from one gateway as well, with a lot of resources to spare. But I do need a couple of more pylons. Finally, yeah, now he's scammed me. I think he's going to scam me and scam me for quite a while. So, time to an expansion. And I'm a little bit of cheese here, building a proxy pylon. He of course can't see it, but he'll have to take this pylon down before he can expand. At least in his natural expansion anyway. He has the ability to expand over here, or down here, or wherever. It might be a decent idea for him to consider expanding there. So that's really out of the way. And I'm just spamming pylons now to get power over all of my base. For no real reason other than it'll make it easy if I want to build a load of structures. Forge up. Again, still gateway, still not building. Very bad for me here. I probably wouldn't win into the fight with 9 Zealots, 3 Stalkers versus 1 Ghost, 6 Marines and 6 Marauders. Or is that 8? I don't know, it's hard to tell this resolution. I'm cannoning up as well to try to fortify this point. Can he see it? No, he can't see it. And of course, I can't really see how much he's built up. I can't see any of this. Yeah, there we go. He's going Marines, Marauders, and Medevacs. MM&M. He's building a sensor tower now. That will see me on the minimap.
Coming through.
And he has seen my expansion. He hasn't seen the forge. Anyway, he's finding out the first medevacs out. And sensor tower, which has let him see that I've got people there. I think he's lowered it now to move out. But he hasn't moved. Oh no, he hasn't lowered it, never mind. There we go, now he's lowered it to move out. And cannon's just gonna die here. This was a useless gambit from me. Didn't manage to kill a single unit. And I lost the probe. But maybe not entirely useless, as I've made him move out from behind his wall. Which means I could have moved in and done some decent damage. I have a sizable army now, actually. You can see 12 Zealots, 5 Stalkers, and an Immortal. Who's there? Now, Immortals are interesting units. I'm not sure if I like them. Because 20 damage, 50 versus armoured targets, and of course hardened shield, which means any damage higher than 10, he's scanned me now so he knows I've got Immortals. But you notice, but the fact that they can only take a maximum of 10 damage on their shield makes them highly survivable. They make good counters to Marauders who are also armoured. So they'll 3-shot Marauders, whereas a Marauder will, with roughly the same fire rate, will take off 30 shields. So a very hard counter, but Marauders who deal 20 damage to armoured are very good against Stalkers. Thankfully, I have quite a few Zealots who will be taking their fire. Still getting more of them out. I haven't researched Weapons 1 now, which is the whole point of building the Forge, really. I haven't researched Charge or Blink. So that counts as virtually useless. Again, scanning me. seeing that I'm getting in 3 more gateways. Because I'm a little ahead on resources, although I am Psylocked. You can see I did run probes, and I'm way ahead on resources. He has expanded as well, but I'm still way ahead on income, as you can see. I'm about 2/3 higher than he is. 800 to 1300. Bring another factory up. Yep, he's going for siege tanks now. Which, when in siege mode, have rather decent counters to swarms of units like zealots and stalkers. And their immense range makes them rather dangerous. I'm really slacking with building units. I'm getting my resources get way too high. My opponent's not doing quite as badly, but he's still not anywhere near my income level. Loading one siege tank into a medevac, and I don't know. That's 3 siege tanks loaded up. I'm just going to move out with this now. See, I've got a rather sizable army that I could use to deal with him. Except somebody's going around here. No, I don't have a base there, as you can well tell. So I've finally got my observer out and set a really stupid exploration route. Because he doesn't have an engineering bay and no turrets, so no detectors either. So I get free scanning information. Right now it's finally moving them in. And he's going to drop them on this ridge here, deploy them in siege mode. Yeah. Take out my base. I didn't even know you could do this at this point. Move my units in, of course, but it was pointless. I couldn't see them, I couldn't shoot them. I should have just brought the observer back. And I got my DTs out as well. Which could have nice swath through his troops. He finally notices, so I get another one. And I lose them all to a scan. Thankfully, observer's not been noticed yet. Although it may move into the scan range. Nope, scan's gone away. Got more Dark Templars. I've got my whole army up here now. Moving along. It's just he pounds at my base. See, I build the Dark Shrine there. I'm trying to hide it, but it's in range of these, so next time I'll hide it down here. If I'm on this map. Anyway, I'll finally get to the front. And I've got my ranged units attacking, and my Dark Templar in melee range. Doing a lot of damage. I'm in his natural now. Just slaying his workers. He didn't want his workers at all. Now I'm mostly focused on his command center. He's lost his natural. Can break into the front now. Siege tank coming in, but against this it's just nothing. Anyway, it's funny there's medevacs in. I should have taken them out there. Because I had a decent amount of stalkers. That's one bad thing about Immortals. Although they're a lot more expensive, a lot harder, a lot more damage, they can't target air. So, very much still is good. But as you can see, DT is just slicing the tanks apart. Incredible melee damage. 50 with an upgrade. I mean, that's a good game right there. There's nothing you can do to come back from this. Taking out his final command center. And there we go, GG's. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the game. And next up I'm going to show you a Protoss versus Protoss match. To show you the three Protoss versus X setups. So I'll see you then, guys.